Hello everybody, my name is Pooks, and welcome back to the latest installment of the Pooks Cast. Today, I am so thrilled to be joined by my special guest co-host, Nathie, who is a VR content creator with over 700,000 subscribers on YouTube. So I'm so great that you can be on the show and come and hang out with us today.
Yeah, it's an honor. Thanks for having me.
Well, as always, we got some questions we're going to go over today and just talk about VR and news and have a great time. Let's get into it.
Cool. Cool beans. Let's go. Let's do it.
Alrighty, so our first question here I wanted to ask you is, now I know you've been doing virtual reality content creation for quite a while, I know since VR kind of became a mainstream thing. I wondered, how did you get into all this, get started doing VR work?
Wow. Well, the short version is one of my friends at school back in the days. He introduced me to the Kickstarter of the Oculus Rift DK1. And that's where things started to roll. I was in film school, so I was also interested in making videos. So it kind of came together in that sense where I just wanted to experiment with how do you show VR and just kind of just try things out. And from there it kind of, blew up. And yeah, now we're here.
Yeah, so then I'm assuming you started on the DK1. What headset are you using now?
Right now I'm on the Quest 2, but I have, pretty much every headset now that you could use. It's crazy. So I can just pick whatever. Well, back in the days, I just had one, and that was it.
Yeah. So if you had to pick, since you've had experience with all of the mainstream headsets, if you had to pick your favorite, do you think you could narrow down and pick a favorite headset that you've used over the years?
It's pretty hard because I think it's more about the experience than the hardware.
Okay.
It's what I played, not what I, got to wear necessarily. But
That makes sense, yeah.
I think like the PlayStation VR has been pretty impressive in terms of like experiences and games and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, from let's say the software side, I would say PlayStation. From the hardware, I mean the Quest 1 was mind-blowing because it was completely standalone to the point you could just walk around and stuff. So yeah, so that would be for now my kind of like top two like headsets, and also in terms of software, I would say. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I had a Quest 1, and yeah, I had great experience with the Quest 1, and now my fiance uses the Quest 2, so I've had experience with both of them, and yeah, hardware-wise, without needing a computer, that's just fantastic.
That's crazy. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely, definitely. Alrighty, we are now going to hop over onto Discord. We have a question from there from a user called Flipper. They ask Nathie, from a rating of 1 to 10, how well do you think the Forbidden One event went? Now, to put a little of context behind that, Nathie, recently being a video partner, had 2 rooms, if I remember correctly, focused around the Forbidden One, which is some Rec Room lore. So we can turn to you to explain that and how those events went and kind of what that entailed working with Rec Room for that.
Yeah, so 2 rooms. One is the arcade. That's not necessarily Forbidden One related, although we did an overhaul of the arcade where the Forbidden One took it over. And the other one is the Forbidden Parkour. That one is completely themed around the villain of Rec Room. So the event went very well. I mean, we had so many people check it out. It was pure chaos. Like, me and Steele were running the whole thing. There was no one else involved. And at first we just wanted to launch it as an event where we just expected a few hundred people to show up. But then Rec Room suggested they wanted to promote it in the rec center. So they put it there, and there were just so many people who signed up. I think we had around like 35,000 people who said they were going to this event. And because of that, it got a little bit overhyped. People thought it was an official event by Rec Room. Well, we just created it on our own for fun. So people expected this to be like the second event because there was already one before, right? That just didn't go so well. So the second one, people thought it was like the epic comeback. But this was just something Steele and I made. So yeah, the reactions were mixed, although I think the majority of people who we got to play test this with were very excited about it. So we just had like the whole Rec Room community try this out of nowhere. But yeah, it's been really fun. We learned a lot in terms of like building things. We are planning to do more in the future. I don't know if that's going to be Forbidden One related, but we do like to create like games where you get to actually do something or complete something and kind
Mm-hmm,
of
mm-hmm.
go on a quest or some kind of adventure. So yeah, so that kind of in like summarized how the Forbidden One event went. But yeah, it's always good to say that we didn't plan to promote it this much. We kind of wanted to just go low key and kind of improve from
Ah.
there. But yeah, it's been it's been insane. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that tons of people are looking forward to future events. I know, yeah, there was a lot of buzz and hype about the event when the
Oh
poster
yeah.
showed up in the rec center that first time, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the poster was amazing too. It was completely custom. We just had like a simple photo in our room that we wanted to use, but then again, Rec Room was like, no, you can just send us a picture and we'll just put it there.
Mm-hmm.
So we were just kind of overwhelmed by how much they wanted to support this. So maybe Rec Room in those days didn't have much going on inside the game itself. So maybe they kind of used us as a kind of like a marketing thing so they could get more players in the
Mm-hmm.
game in the weekend because that's when it got revealed. So yeah, again, as I said, we just wanted to create something fun, but this was kind of like over the top fun for some people. So yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get to check out the event on the day of because I had other things going on, but I did check out the room. Yeah, tons of fun, and yeah, I'm glad the event was successful.
Yeah, same.
So, in addition to all of your work that you've done with the events you've held, you're also a video partner, and with Retcon coming up at the time of filming next weekend, I wanted to ask you if you were doing anything for that. I don't know if video partners were doing anything, or if you were doing any of your own events, if you wanted to speak about that.
So I've been to all the Retcon events. It's hard, like it's almost like you can't miss them anymore. You have to just
Mm-hmm.
go. If it's for the exclusive hoodie, then it's for the talks. Lots of reasons to go. Yeah, they did reach out. I don't remember. Did I do anything last year? I mean, I've done so many things in Rec Room that I don't even remember anymore. I might have, but this year I will be back on track. And I will be teaming up with Steel to talk about the whole Forbidden thing. So if people have any questions or they want to know
Awesome,
stuff or
awesome.
hear our feedback or want to learn things, yeah, you can sign up. I do hope Rec Room is gonna come up with an idea so everyone can kind of join, because as you may know, previous years it was always like completely full instantly, and hopefully make sure that nothing crashes, because these events are so huge that so
Mm-hmm.
many people show up. So I do hope they are able to kind of prepare the servers for what's to come. But yeah, so everyone is just welcome to come over and join us, ask questions and stuff. It's going to be kind of like a layback, chill, conference, I would say.
Oh, that's awesome. If checking the description of this video, hopefully I'll have a RecNet link to that event if we can coordinate that. So
Yeah,
check there because this video
should be.
should be
Yeah.
posted a couple days before RecCon premieres. Ugh.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds awesome. I do know to comment on the full instance thing. I've been working with my team, Icon Inc., to do an event for RecCon as well, and I know that they've really ramped up broadcasting so you can have multiple
Yeah.
instances. So hopefully events won't
Oh,
fill
yeah,
up this
yeah,
year at
yeah.
RecCon and hundreds of thousands of people can attend these events.
Yeah, that would be sweet for sure, because it is a conference and it sounds like then more people can join. So yeah, I think
Mm-hmm.
that's the main priority this year, that they get things prepped up.
Yeah, I know. The events team has been doing a lot on the back end to get that ready. They've been holding a bunch of test events. I know there's been
Hmm.
Q&As with YouTubers and such they've been testing the servers to make sure everything's going to be a-okay for
Yes.
Retcon this year.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited for that, and if I'm not busy, I will definitely come check it out, and you all should too. Alrighty, now another question I like to ask guests who come on is, what is their favorite experience that they've had in Rec Room over the years? I know since you've been playing this game for quite some time now, I'm sure you've experienced a lot, so I'd love to hear what your favorite moment has been, if you have one.
Well, I've had many, but I think one of the like biggest highlights was when Rec Room um, finally opened up this, maker pen universe where people could just create their own stuff. So first, I could only play, the standard stuff. So I could play paintball and disc golf and soccer, things like that. But then suddenly people could create their own rooms, and especially at the start because no one really knew how to make it work. There were just random rooms everywhere. Now it's more, streamlined. Like you can definitely see from just a picture from how many cheers it has, if it's like high quality or from a certain creator. But back then it was all so new that it just felt like you just, entered a whole new universe of possibilities. So yeah, that was like, I think a big moment for me, but I think also for Rec Room, because since that has been introduced, I think people like spend much more time in Rec Room than ever before, right? It's way more fun. I think if Rec Room never opened that, then we would still be playing paintball. Maybe we had like 2 or 3 different Rec originals, but yeah, I think that's been like huge for the game to make it kind of like open source to the players.
Oh yeah, that's a huge part of the game. The UGC content has opened up so many new things for Rec Room, definitely.
True, yeah.
Now, I know with your parkours that you've done, do you work with the Maker Pen yourself? Do you have a team that builds with you? Do you build circuit?
Yes, as I said, I worked with Steel. I was more the guy who plans like the storyline, the art direction, does the marketing, stuff like that. He was doing most of the Maker Pen work.
Okay.
He built all the, he made the Forbidden One design, the creepy Forbidden One that kind of, leaps over this ginormous rec office. So I was always there to kind of guide him into what to make. Also, of course, play testing with him. But yeah, he has done most of the Maker Pen stuff. Also because next to Rec Room, I do a lot of other VR related things. So I don't always have time to just kind of, I'm also not a rec tuber necessarily. So for me, Rec Room is like an external thing that I do next to all the other VR related subjects that I dive into. But of course, I do have a long relationship with Rec Room. I was one of the first people to play it, also make videos about it. So, and I have a big fan base too in Rec Room of people who want to, hang out. So, yeah, Rec Room is very important. But doing projects like the Forbidden One, we worked on it for like 2 months. So it's not like something that you can like easily juggle with between all the other things I'm doing. If I travel for like a week or two to another country, then I can't just be in Rec Room and do a business meeting at the same time. So that's why, Steel backed me up. And after a while, like you work so much together that you know exactly what someone wants and you can kind of feel where you want to go. So, so yeah, and in that sense, it's good to spend a lot of time with someone in Rec Room and then share ideas together until you like build something that is Forbidden One parkour, for example.
Yeah, no, definitely having a team of people definitely helps when you're wanting to get big projects done like that.
Yes, true.
And that leads us into a good segue to my next question I wanted to ask you. Since you're so familiar with VR and VR titles, I was wondering if you had a favorite VR game other than Rec Room that you play in your free time, or just one that really wowed you or stood out.
So over the years I've played loads of games, but I'm still like waiting for like my ultimate game that I just can't stop playing. That just hasn't happened yet. Throughout the years, there have been like some really insane experiences, like Half-Life Alyx. Also, Marvel's Iron Man was also a sick title. So there have definitely been some that kind of, pushes you more into the direction of like, I don't even need a flat screen anymore to have fun. But for me personally, like I'm not there yet. I'm still playing a lot of
Mm-hmm.
pancake games in my free time too that I enjoy. But yeah, the moment VR is really taking off to the point where you get like AAA franchises inside VR that you usually wouldn't get, or it's like, hey, the new God of War is coming out, but it's gonna be VR only, a bit like we saw with Half-Life Alyx, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then yeah, there is no reason anymore to play on a pancake. But for now, that's still a leading market. But yeah, hopefully that's gonna change. So yeah, I haven't really had a game next to, for example, Rec Room that is really like making me come back every time, because most titles are, quite short. They're like 6-hour adventure games,
Mm-hmm.
or if
Yeah.
it's a multiplayer, you gotta hope that the server is still up after 2 months of
Mm-hmm.
launching.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, like VR Chat and Rec Room are ones that are really still, showing to be solid.
Yeah.
And maybe Roblox is going to join as well. I mean, if the
Mm-hmm.
rumors
Yeah.
are true, then I think that's going to be the third one in the list that I don't think people can stop playing.
Yeah. Definitely. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That makes sense. I did want to mention, I know on previous episodes of my talk show, I've talked about a game called Jet Island, which is my favorite
Ah,
VR title. I don't know if you've played it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I know about it. It's funny, like it's a hidden gem, and there are definitely people out there who say that that's their favorite thing. Like you're not the only one. It's like a kind of like a hidden, yeah, as I said, a hidden gem, a kind of secret game out there.
Yeah, the scale of the map in that game and the ability to, the open worldness and to fly around, that was the first VR game that wowed me. And I keep going to every 6 or 7 months. I go back and play the game from start to finish again. You
Yeah,
can finish it in like 3 4 hours, and so yeah, that's,
yeah,
I really
yeah.
enjoyed that
It
one.
has a legendary status. You're not the first that I hear talking about this title.
And if I remember correctly, it's from a little indie developer who really just kind of came out of nowhere. If I remember reading correctly about that.
I think so. I think so. I don't know. Like, are they gonna do anything like after this? Because it was a success, I think. So, would be
Uh,
nice to
I
see
get
something new coming from them.
I get notifications. I'm part of their Steam group, and he does live streams about game development. So I think something else is in the
Mm,
works for him. So hopefully, maybe
yeah,
soon something will come out of that. Who knows?
interesting. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I would like to thank all of you so much for watching this installment of the Pookscast. Again, I would like to give the biggest thank you to Nathie for coming on the show. Thank you again so
Woo.
much. Loved having you on the show.
Hey, no problem.
Make sure to check out the description to find all of Nathie's socials for TikTok and Twitter and all of that fun stuff. RecNet link, everything that'll all be in the description. Also, be sure to use code Nathie in Rec Room to go support Nathie. That would be fantastic. Go give him some support. You can go do that. Again, if you would like to
Thank
submit
you. Thank you.
questions for future Pookscasts, you can go join my Discord, link in the description, all that fun stuff. Subscribe, like, share, comment, all the normal YouTube stuff. Well, again, thank you so much, and I'll see you all in the next
Yes,
episode.
no problemo. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.